Crash Bash, the result of when developers think, what if Mario Party but suffering? Released in the glorious year 2000, it's the first Crash Bandicoot game not developed by Naughty Dog, but by Eurocom.
Developed by Eurocom Entertainment Software.
What a cool announcer. In association with some more corny guy, I don't know, probably some nobody. On paper it sounds like a fantastic idea. Let's make a party game so people can enjoy that cute little Bandicoot with up to 3 friends. Brilliant. In reality though, it's a bit different. First of all, you need friends to enjoy. First of all, right off the bat, you can choose only between 16 of Crash Bash's 28 minigames. You might be thinking, but Sarge, there's plenty of games to play with my totally real and definitely not imaginary group of 3 friends. Shut up, Strawman viewer! Your opinion is invalid. Because if you look a little closer, you'll notice that there are only 4 types of minigames, each basically copied 4 times with a different skin slapped on top of it. Do you want to throw crates in the jungle? Or throw crates in space? Do you want to fondle balls underwater? Or in the air? Do you want to slide on this ice or on this slightly slippier ice? The remaining 12 minigames of this party game, those are locked behind the story mode. And the story mode is where the real suffering begins. You either play solo or with one of your totally real, definitely existing friends. Against an AI that randomly decides it's competing for the World Championship. On top of that, there are bosses to defeat, challenge gems to collect, relics to earn, and most importantly, an announcer who sounds very disappointed when you fail.
You fail.
And despite all of that, Crash Bash became a childhood classic for many players. So let's find out if it's still as fun as I remember.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Or if it's just a load of nostalgia.
That is one big pile.
Nostalgia.
Developed by Eurocom Entertainment Software.
Awesome. Now we have to choose the character we want to play as for the entire game. There are 4 good guys and 4 bad boys to pick from. And obviously I go for the poster boy, everybody's first Crash Bash character, the one and only Dingodile. Nice. So the story is, yes, there's actually a story to this game. Uka Uka and Aqua Aqua are still entangled in the ancient fight of good and evil, but they want to resolve the conflict once and for all time.
We must resolve this once and for all time.
The totally not made up problem is though, an epic 1v1 is not allowed for some reason.
Prepare to fight.
No, Uka Uka. The ancients would not allow it.
Even though they were fighting each other in Crash Bandicoot Warped 2 years ago. That's why you forced these 8 plebs to play. Also to make it fair, and you've already seen that, Tiny and Dingodile are good guys now.
Let the games begin.
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
So now we can begin the game, and where else should we begin if not right in the beginning?
In the beginning, yeah.
With level 2 Polar Panic. Here we have to ride tiny polar bears and try to push each other off of the icy platform. I think they are just enjoying life. Anyway, I blast them with a power-up and win the game.
Dingodile wins.
Yeah, I lied. Actually, I have to win 3 times to win the trophy. But it wasn't too difficult. And we're gonna have to win 3 more trophies to progress to Warp Room 2. The next level is Pogo Painter, where we paint the floor with our pogo sticks and jump on crates to get points. It was okay. The 3rd level I played is actually level 1, Crash Ball. The goal is to deflect the balls from your own goal to the goal of the enemies. You can see that the enemies don't like fondling balls. But it's a great minigame with impeccable physics. The final level is Jungle Bash. Can you guess what we have to do here? Yes! Jump into nitroglycerin. It's my favorite level so far. Having earned all the trophies, we are now ready to fight the big bad boss of Warp Room 1. Papu Papu.
2, 1, go!
He mainly bonks the floor and spawns imposter crashes. The fight wasn't difficult at all, and in the end, he fucking dies for real. Anyway, now we can enter Warp Room 2 and we hop immediately into its first level, Beach Ball. It's ball fondling again. But with magnets. I actually enjoy this minigame type. It can be very challenging and follows the laws of physics at all times. The next level is Tilt Panic and it's pushing each other off of the ice again. Also every now and then your mom appears. Level 2-3 Pogo Agogo is a pogo stick level again. It was okay. Level 2-4 is Space Bash and it's actually my favorite bash level. It's throwing crates again. But in space. And also the floor has holes now. And after 8 levels, we finally encountered the first locked new minigame, Desert Fox. It's a tank minigame where we have to destroy each other's tanks. And it was very fun. But also quite easy because the AI kept hitting itself with their own mines, dealing massive damage.
That's a lot of damage!
Having earned the final trophy, we are ready for boss number 2, Bear Minator. Yep, as you've seen in the intro, there are more things to collect. In this case, additionally to the trophies, we also need 6 gems and 3 crystals. The conditions to get the green gems are very straightforward. I have to either win a round in much less time, with much less health, or it requires me to earn more points in less time. They're usually not too difficult.
You fail.
They're usually not too difficult, because it feels skill-based. If I get good, I can do it. The crystals are a different matter. For those, you need to win a round under completely unfair conditions that are unique to every level. In Desert Fox, for example, SpongeBob is throwing bombs at me from Bikini Bottom. In Beach Ball, lasers periodically block the enemy's goals. And my personal favorite, not being allowed to throw crates in the crates throwing minigame.
You fail.
Also look at the AI. Let's put him out of his misery.
You win.
Anyway, I collected the gems and crystals so we can finally fight the Bear Minator. It's sliding on ice. But bear! And also I have to dodge rockets, push metal bears off the platform, and shoot the Bear Minator in the face! He kept destroying the platform and flinging more bears at me. But I barely survived. And defeated him. So off we go into the first level of Warp Room 3, Embolism. It's ball fondling, but this time a crazy motherfucker spawns in the middle of the arena and shoots balls in every direction. Also at this point it felt like the bots were getting stronger. Rio just straight up demolished me in the first 2 rounds. Level 3-2 Melt Panic is sliding on ice. Again. But this time the platform becomes smaller. And to be fair, Uka Uka has some mean abilities. Level 3-3 El Pogo Loco is jumping. Again, but with Ripperoo planting TNT for fun. 3-4 is crate throwing, but with a crazy penguin. Penguin! 3-5 is Metal Fox, the second iteration of the tank levels. The catch here is everything is metal. Also random walls appear at fixed intervals, resulting in you being sandwiched between enemies from time to time. Nice. And finally, after I played for 2 hours, we get a chance to unlock the second locked minigame type, Dash. It's basically NASCAR, but to avoid any copyright claims, it's only turning right. Also, you can pick up Wumpa Fruits for boosts, do front flips for fun, and overtake enemies on the right, which is illegal in civilized countries. Hello, it has come to my attention that countries exist where it's perfectly illegal to drive on the left and overtake on the right. I therefore would like to apologize to all those countries for my previous statement. I still think you're wrong. It is actually one of my favorite minigames. And now it's time for the boss of Warp Room 3, Big Bad Fox. But as you probably know by now, we have to unlock it first. Since I got all the trophies so far, we only need 4 more gems and crystals. I won't show you how I got them all since it's more of the same. Win a round being slightly disadvantaged to get a gem. And win a round being heavily disadvantaged to get a crystal. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes it's hard.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
But in the end I collected enough jewels to fight the boss. It's a tank boss level. The tank level type is called Fox, but other than that I don't really understand the reason for the title Big Bad Fox. I don't think these are foxes. The first phase consists of me having to destroy different types of enemy turrets. It takes a while, but it's satisfying to hit them with the bomb launcher. After that it becomes a 1v2 against these two crocodiles? Snakes with arms? Komodo dragons! Oh! It was a tough fight since my rockets dealt like 3 times less damage than they did. Even though it was just tank driving, it was a very entertaining boss fight. Off we go to Warp Room 4, and since it's again more of the same, let's rapid fire the first 6 levels. 4-1 Skyballs, you already saw in the intro, playing with your balls. But in the air! 4-2 Manic Panic is sliding on ice. But with bombs. 4-3 Pogo Padlock is jumping, but you can lock your squares and steal them with rockets. 4-4 Drain Bash is crates throwing, but with infrared guided light anomalies. 4-5 Jungle Fox is open world tank driving while the scenery tries to kill you. 4-6 Toxic Dash is mirrored NASCAR again, but toxic. And now guys, get ready. After having played 21 games and defeated 3 bosses, we finally encounter our first unique level. Ring Ding. I need to jump and burst balloons. Look at it. It's beautiful. Nah, but seriously, I really like this minigame. You can pick up vacuum cleaners to attract your balloons, or burst balloons of color to receive a positive effect. Creating some pretty OP mechanics. Very good, 5 out of 7.
It's very nice.
And thus we cometh to it at last. The great battle of our... Now obviously the boss is locked. We got the trophies, but we lacked gems and crystals, 5 of both to be exact. Should be doable. The balloons gem was easy, the tank gem was easy, Skyballs was easy, the ice room was crazy unfair. Kong just annihilated me within a couple of seconds after the round started for many times. Rillaroo was for some reason determined to get my ass with the bomb. And sometimes they made fun of me. But after 10 minutes of trying, I did it. Toxic Dash was easy again. For the balloons crystal, I wasn't allowed to touch enemy balloons.
Surprise, motherfucker!
But it was still very easy and I did it in my second attempt. I laughed for the last couple of seconds because I was too afraid to touch the balloons. For the tank crystal I had epic bullet hell fights. That was awesome. The ice level was easy. Toxic Dash was easy. Skyballs was crazy difficult. I have to avoid those red balls no matter the cost. But the boys randomly made them and it was impossible to avoid them sometimes. After 20 minutes of trying, which felt like hours, I finally did it. That was without a doubt the toughest crystal so far. And now finally, the great battle of our ages! Oxide Ride, the final boss fight we've all been waiting for. Just like the last one, it's also split into phases. First I have to follow him and dodge massive bombs. Just imagine those things full of nuclear... And then I have to dodge his rockets, which I only understood after eating 2. Some more cyanide nitroglycerin dodging. Some rockets and obstacles again. I was very surprised I survived that. And off we go to phase 2. Ball fondling. And he's just a god at it. I also have to dodge rockets while he makes use of his inhuman skills. Thankfully I got a checkpoint here, but look at this. Oh yeah, and I forgot about the red balls. This was a tough boss fight. But it seemed like the longer I held on, the weaker he became. And after some more attempts, I did it. Honestly, it was far easier than the Skyball Crystal Challenge. For the last time, he says for the 4th time.
What is this? The penalty for disturbing the crystals, my brother.
And so, evil was defeated once more. And more importantly, after having finished the game, we have unlocked all 12 mini-games. What? It cannot be! How is that possible? Yeah, man. If you've paid attention, you notice we only unlocked half of the locked minigames. So after I defeated the final boss, after I saw the final cutscene and even the credits, I still can't play every minigame in this party game. Awesome. So as you can see, there's another warp room after the final boss, with 6 more locked minigames. The requirements to unlock those differ from hard but a nice challenge to absolutely ridiculous by today's standards. And we immediately begin with absolutely ridiculous. To unlock the first minigame we need 17 gold relics. Relics are the new type of rewards, and to earn them we need to play every level again. But this time against the so-called arena champions. Equipped with insane abilities and perfect knowledge of everything that's happening around them. Not only that, but I have to win 2 times in a row to get the relic. But in the end I won the first gold relic. 16 more to go. The ice level was the first time where the game didn't even hide the fact that the arena champions are filthy cheaters. Look at this, they can shoot me away and I can barely push them. But with the help of nature, I won.
You win.
I skipped the pogo level because they are my least favorite. So it's crates throwing, which took me a while. They have more health and deal more damage. And every 15 seconds or so they all try to get me at the same time. And on admittedly rare occasions, they straight up literally cheated. Psych! Well, you get the gist. Most levels were doable even though they cheated. Some relics were stressful. Some were surprisingly peaceful. And some were funny. All in all, it took me just over 70 minutes to get the 17 relics, with the goal, I once again feel the need to remind you, to unlock 1 minigame. Splash Dash.
Go.
By the name you can already tell it's mirrored NASCAR. But underwater? At least that's what the name and the fish imply? To me it looks like we're in the middle of a whirlpool where there's no water. It is considerably different to the other Dash levels. Swimming through the water does feel sluggish and we have to jump over cylinders that try to push us into the abyss. But honestly I wouldn't say it was worth it to collect 17 relics for driving in a circle again. Okay, let's see what's behind door number 2. Pain. It's pain. 19 crystals. At least we already have 12. And I only need to win once and not even against the arena champs. How difficult can that be? Yeah, that was a fail compilation, but I did it and only cried like 3 times. Anyway, drag and drop is the second unique locked minigame. It took me around 6 hours to unlock and it is finally something different to the other games. As you can see, we have to pick up gems from the floor and shoot them at the moving target. The further the throw, the more points you get. Also, you can bonk into enemies to make them shit their pants and let go of the gem. It was fun and unexpectedly easy. And this was the last level that took me a while to unlock, because at this point all the other 4 locked minigames only required me a couple more gems, crystals or relics to earn. So I'll just show you the highlights. First day, I broke on my relic attempt in Pogo A Go-Go. I never saw that before. Those guys are the arena champions, by the way. This is the crystal challenge for Pogo Padlock, the 4th Pogo level, and I really dreaded this one. Actually, I dreaded all Pogo levels after a while since they always became rather boring and just time consuming. The hard part here is I can only color squares by stealing them from others, which I always assumed to be basically impossible to get. But to my surprise, I aced it. The Enbelism relic was insanely stressful. Here I already had fewer health than Rio, and then that guy got an anti-magnet. They obviously make it much easier to survive, but don't worry, the game was like, nah fam, that's unfair, give him a magnet too. Stupid bullshit. And finally I clutched the gem challenge of Drain Bash, which I was very pleased by. Now we have everything we need to play the last 4 locked minigames. Yet again, I want to remind you that was all necessary if you want to be able to play them at all. Let's first hop into Mallet Mash, which is the 3rd completely unique minigame. It's bonk the mushrooms! The older the mushroom, the more points it gives. Sometimes golden ones appear, which give a lot of points. And also you can get power-ups and absolutely annihilate the floor. It was a nice game, 6 out of 9.
Nice.
The next one in 9 is Swamp Fox, a tank level in Louisiana, America. Also very nice. I like the tank levels. We can block incoming attacks with a laser shield that goes on cooldown. And more importantly, mines. Nice. The penultimate locked minigame is the final unique one, Keg Kaboom. The goal is to kaboom the kegs using a trail of black powder. And unfortunately that's it. The novelty dries out very quickly with this one. It's basically a walking simulator. But with keg. 2 out of 6. Anyway, the time has come. I played this game for 7 hours just to unlock all the locked minigames. It doesn't matter if you sit comfortably, you're not ready for this either way. Because the last hidden locked minigame is driving in a circle again. But it's hot. I have no idea why they did that. Why not at least swap the order of Keg Kaboom and this one to make it appear more different? Honestly, that was very disappointing. Oh well, it is finally done. I can now freely play all the different minigames with my totally real, definitely existing friends. Now having to play 19 minigames against all-knowing, all-powerful AI enemies on the highest difficulty is ridiculous by today's standards. But to be fair, most of the games were very enjoyable and it felt extremely rewarding to overcome all these crystal and relic challenges. So back to the question from the intro. Is it actually good or just a load of nostalgia? When I tried to rate it fairly, I would say it's a 6 out of 10. A fun 26-year-old party game with many interesting minigames and bosses to defeat if you're up for the challenge of having to complete all kinds of difficult tasks to unlock a good chunk of it. But if I let my bias talk, I'd say it's a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. It fits perfectly into all those famously difficult Crash Bandicoot games, and I love it with all its stupid repetitiveness and minigames locked behind countless different security layers. Thanks for watching.